Apparently Twitch doesn't want to cooperate. Oh, there it goes. Maybe. There it is. Alright. What's going on, everybody? So I'm having to look down now because as of a few days ago, my fourth monitor mount came in, so I can actually kind of keep an eye on the stream and maybe even interact with chat occasionally. I was never ignoring anybody. It was always just that I only had, I say only had 3 screens to work with, and all were dedicated to racing. I didn't have any way of monitoring Twitch chat, and because I run in full screen, because my potato graphics card can't handle running in windowed mode, I couldn't use like an app or something off to the side to keep track of stuff. So I just had to try to respond to stuff after the race was over, if I had a second to look over at or to pull up OBS. But now with this fourth monitor mount, I can just kind of look up real quick and let's see if there's anything up there. So anyway, I was kind of debating on running this because Red Bull Ring has been pretty terrible for people this week so far, and given the way my season has gone so far, I just didn't feel like inviting trouble. But we're here now. We'll see what happens. Eventually, this isn't going to be the final position for the webcam. It's probably going to be somewhere else, or I'll get an act. Right now it's sitting on like a little set of plastic drawers. So eventually I'll get a legitimate mounting solution for it, and I don't know, maybe it'll still be down there or what have you. Might be a little easier for me to communicate and actually look at the camera if it's not like up here somewhere. So also, I've been running with the iGPS V2 and the Formula style wheel that comes with it. However, for the last several months, almost a year now actually, the downside is that it was the Duramold wheel, not the Alcantara. So as you can see, it was starting to wear on the gloves a bit. So I went and bought some of the bat tape for like baseball bats, wrapped it around the wheel finally. Seems to be saving the gloves, possibly. It's definitely been saving my hands. And it's kind of nice because it made it like a little thicker, you know, to hold on to. So I'm not like got a death grip like this around something really small like that. It's a little bit more relaxed grip, I think. So we'll see how that does. And hopefully racing at this time of day will mean more Americans, more likelihood on being on the Boston server, which means less likelihood that I have another netcode hit. So hopefully now I just don't suck.
There's traffic behind. Keep your wits about you.
What are you doing, guy? You know what? Way too many people.
your mirrors.
Come on, dude. Hurry up. Not even trying to go 100%. I'm still freaking guessing this guy. Someone's done that.
E15.
Ugh. It's almost impossible to get a freaking lap in because there's so many damn people on the track.
What the fuck?
Oh, I forgot.
Were you trying to pull your car in front of me?
Probably going to be on an American server, which means I need to mute chat. Call it streamer anxiety. I did a few laps anyway, so that should be good. Yeah, it's just annoying because it's like, hey, I got clean track. I can get in a good lap here, and then somebody, and then like 5 people
Pitting
come
in.
out of the pits right as I'm coming through. Like, of course. This is just practice, but I don't really recognize anybody in here.
The leader has just done a 103.76.
Oh, wait, no. Robert used to race in the GP series before. I think maybe James did too, and possibly Nathan, but oh man. Next week's Barcelona, which is a track I've never really been that great at, but I'm hoping that excuse me.
What the hell is going on here in pit lane?
I'm hoping that with it being
That guy still doing donuts?
being possibly one of the less popular tracks. I don't know how popular it is really compared to the other ones. It didn't seem like we struggled to get participation there with the McLaren, but
Like, why doesn't that, I don't know, exclude you from practicing the race?
I think it's a little bit more
Clearly going to be wrecking
technical.
someone later on.
So I'm hoping that as we get into the more technical
Not
tracks
A-class,
this
you
season,
idiot.
it'll clean up the races a bit.
Holy crap, do you have a driver's license? My first play school steering wheel calling me an idiot's hilarious.
.35 registered isn't too bad for Sunday night. Especially Sunday night in the U.S. Uh, Hopefully I can at least get a decent qualifying lap in. Last week, I think that was the biggest problem I had was I had an off track on my Q lap. And had to start, would have started like 18th or something like that, but instead of that I decided to start from the pit so I wasn't in the middle of the crashing. So hopefully this week I can not get the off track in qualifying, get a decent qualifying spot, and have a decent race. I think that's what I'll do actually, even though it's Q setup. Pretty sure the pavement there's got more grip than we'll actually have, but I want to at least get the muscle memory down. Ah, crud. Come on. Wireless keyboard didn't want to cooperate. Still trying to get my angles and everything right. Like, I'll look at it and it'll look like it's like twisted one way or the other. Alright, so top split. Looks like US server. So hopefully fewer netcode issues. And also only having 19 people in here should help a bit. Some somewhat familiar names though, at least from previous races. David, Tyler, Bay, Trevor Perry. I think that's oh, I can't remember his Twitch name. Anyways, way more famous than I am. Puck Vanek. There we go.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 82 Fahrenheit.
82. So definitely medium tires. There was a possibility that you could run soft no stop if the conditions are right. But I think with 80 something track temp it's going to be a little more difficult.
Exit's clear. Push. Okay, Adam. We've got 2 laps to get the job done.
With it being a hotter session, I think that's leading to that. At least for the out lap. I'll run brake magic, try to get the temps up. But I think that leads to some tire sliding, or leads to lockups a little easier. Alright. This is definitely not the best lap I could have hit. I think I could have been lower in the 104s. But I think I was just playing it safe to try to just make sure I got a good lap in. So. It doesn't help. With the conditions I had been practicing in all week, which were supposed to be based on this week's actual conditions, they're way hotter. And now we're back to 7th.
Watch your speed limit in the pits.
Eighth.
Engage the limiter.
So it's getting worse. That's what I get for being careful, I guess. Nope, 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 nope. Did I change something? Oh, weird. Oops. Tell you what, I'll do it this way instead. Okay, not quite done with the setup stuff, but it won't let me change the deployment mode. So I have I get my setups through Major's Garage, and as part of that, if you can get free setups from them, but I choose to get the actual paid setups. So the driver setup anyway. There's also elite setups, but they're a little more costly. So the driver setups are cheaper, but it comes with like a race setup, qualifying setup, telemetry, and replay file, and then BLAP and OLAP files. And I do that because I'm not smart enough on these cars to make a good Q setup off a race setup. Otherwise, I'd just do the baseline plus or what have you, the free one. But anyway, but because of the different like attack modes and stuff, and I know how I am, I know I'm going to screw up in one of these races and enter a race at the beginning in balanced mode. And so what I did was, for the race setup, I will basically take the practice setup, do all my practicing with it, and then flip it to race or to attack mode for the ERS, and then save it as a race setup. So, or take the race setup, flip it to balanced, and then save it as a practice setup. Use that to practice on, and then any changes that I make, I just move over to the race setup, where it's already set up for attack. So apparently I didn't do that this week though. So I don't know if I screwed it up, then I've screwed it up, but I forgot one thing. Okay. So how bad do we do in qualifying? 9th. Mid-pack. Fantastic. So this may be a very short video. Hopefully not.
The track temp is 82 Fahrenheit, 35 laps. Okay, Adam, here we go. Green, let's go, let's go.
That guy could have got away any slower.
Right side. Clear right.
Welcome to starting mid-pack.
Left
Whoa.
side. Clear to the left.
Man, these guys all just like stopped. Alright. See if things sort out a bit.
Far left.
Damn
Clear
it.
left.
Is it just me, like, or are people like really stopping way, way early?
Left side. Still there. Clear on the left.
Come on, Stu.
Warned about track limits. Just cut the track.
Right side. Clear right. Car right. Clear right.
Don't give up. Keep him under pressure.
At this point, all I want for Christmas is a decent finish.
All right, Adam. You run out of track limits. Keep it between the lines. E9.
This is the days when I didn't suck at Formula 1 cars. All four of us have DRS, apparently. Did some weird stuff there. Here's to hoping that the FIA ever does away with sausage curves. iRacing will get rid of them on our tracks too. I say though, these guys aren't doing too bad. Usually by now somebody would have died off that airplane. Taking me out with them. The good news is we're right where we started, so. Screwing around those, letting the guys behind us catch up. So. That's a downside to Red Bull Ring, is you have 3 consecutive DRS zones. Button I was trying to hit. V8.
Far left. Clear left. Left side. He's still there. Keep it steady.
How much room do I?
Line. Still there.
Yellow flag, caution.
Still there. Clear left.
I don't know why I can't hit turn 1 to save my life.
Fuel temperature improving. This is good. Go on, Adam. Nicely done.
Get away from this guy a bit.
The gap in front is now 1.4 seconds. P5.
See, that's happening because I am too focused on trying to recover energy. So it's third and fourth, I guess.
Okay, Adam. Halfway home. Fuel looks good. The gap ahead is now 1.9 seconds.
I thought that was an off track. A lot of people disconnect. Soft tire runner.
Car ahead is Graham.
Old move doesn't appear to be working out.
You're reeling Graham in. The gap is 1.1 seconds.
I think if the track was cooler, it might have not been a bad idea, but oops.
P5.
Didn't get through there well. Alright, come on, idiot. Let's get this through. Too distracted here. Probably about as close to that flag as you can get without getting a slow down.
Gap to Graham. Ahead is now 1.5.
What's helping him is that I am missing every single freaking corner. Not gonna help him this here in a few laps. I think those softs are gonna go away.
Gap to Graham in front is now 1.2.
Closing very slowly. It's gonna take us forever to get past and stay past. Stupid logic. lapper maybe?
The gap to Graham ahead is now 1.1.
It's weird how the DRS lines work out. Like one lap I'll have them, and then the next I won't. So, or one zone I'll have them, and then the next I won't, even though they're like all back to back. They just shut up and focus on driving. I'm not going to waste my time with going to attack mode or any of that either. If I can't catch them the old-fashioned way, then attack mode won't do anything except waste battery. For no reason.
The gap to Graham ahead is now 1.5.
think there's a bug with DRS. Like, you can almost tell that it's like visually you can tell you're within a second, but it says no, you're not. So
On your left. Still there. Clear left. Far left. Hold your line. Keep it steady. Hold your line. Clear to the left.
Let him do all the work. Focus on your exits. P4.
that was net code, I think. So I think I'm fine. It's a 0x. He looks fine too, so.
Far right. Clear. Clear to the right.
That lap time was 106.64. Don't look at him. Come on, don't let him get away. The gap to Graham ahead is now 1.2 P5. 2 to go.
Yeah, he's got it. I can't get through that second turn or third turn or whatever it is anymore, so. Soft's held on pretty well.
P5. Okay, that's the end. Good finish, mate. Well done.
Okay, well, Robert was not going to be beat. .27 seconds ahead of Marcus. 10 seconds ahead of David. Second place, so... Wow. Plenty good on fuel, so probably could have figured some out, but I don't think that would have made a huge difference.
Your main speed limit is 50 miles per hour.
There's no way that tire data is accurate. Maybe it updates once you hit the pits. I don't know. I've never really paid attention to it because I wasn't real thrilled with that. But I guess I should be happy I didn't get killed, so... Left front was in the 40s, right front was all over the place, 57% in the middle. Seems like the middle wear numbers are the worst. 81% on the rear, left rear, 82% right rear. That's another kind of odd thing about this car. You know, they say it tends towards understeer, and the tire wear numbers would show that, or would seem to indicate that. However, the car didn't feel like it was understeering too badly. So, I mean, there was a couple corners where I swung out really wide, but that wasn't because of the car. It was me missing my turn. Let's see. That guy did not get going, the one in front of me. And with this car's force field, and not know where everybody else was all that well, I mean, looking at it now, I probably could have turned right. Got past a couple people, but there was one guy that got a good launch and was shooting up through the middle there. It's not the best start. Garbage qualifying to do that to you. And really, with the way everything was going, I kind of, you know, so far this season with all the netcode crashes and stuff, I just decided, you know what, I'll just ride as much as you can ride in these cars. And we'll go from there, so I'll go check out incidents. Probably lots of off tracks. Jump the curb. Ooh. That's how those two ended up a lap down. Blink. Curb strike, I think. Yeah, off track. Ooh, off track and mounted from behind. It was a weird crash. I mean, I guess he slowed down because he thought he was going to go into the gravel. And this guy just didn't get slowed up in time. Yeah, there we go. There's one. Off track and into the wall. Off track, I think, right there. Otherwise, fine. I guess he just spun it up. It's hard to say. That's not your average netcode. And I'm guessing this is supposed to be a Red Bull. I mean, I don't know. You'd have to look back. You'd have to see if this guy had an incident or something from that. But I think he just spun it up and spun out. Too wide, I'm guessing. I'm pretty sure that's probably going to be your off track right there. Now it's just showing random people. Yeah. I did that one time in practice. It was really aggravating. Off track. Guessing he had a problem. Went off track there and then locked him up. Golf McLaren behind the Red Bull. Maybe a current car? Yeah, I don't see what the problem is there. Oh yeah, none of my off tracks are showing up here. That was kind of strange. And I've gotten a few. Wow. He is lucky that we were so far behind him, but I think he was actually right in front of us right at the end there. Not seeing anything. One's off. What? I don't understand that crash. So this dude, of course, misses the corner, slides off, tries ever so hard to not hit the wall. Does a great job, backs up. There's really no good way to get back on the track here, alright? So I'm looking up as if my camera's still up there. But here he is, he's here. Probably doesn't see this guy in his mirror and to check your relative while you're fighting the dirt and everything else, you know. But this guy has to see him well in advance. And yes, it's on the off car to merge safely. But you see this car rejoining. some of that, I'll put some of that on this guy because he kind of like couldn't decide where to go. But I think the issue here is that he's tracking this way, and because he's so far out, probably assumes that this guy that we're watching from is gonna go to the right, which is why you have this sort of confusion here. Because he's gonna go right, and then he looks back and sees, oh crap, he's going to the outside. And then moves across, and then this guy moves across, and there's just like a huge miscommunication error right there. When I was watching it from chase camera, it was like, how do you not see what's happening here? But I think it was just one was going one way, and basically the point of that is just be predictable, because that's what led to that crash there. And I would say that to both, really, is to be predictable, you know, because once you start trying to get out of each other's way, that's when you end up with crashes like that. And I think that was it. I'm gonna go back to, I forget what lap it was. I guess it was this one? No, it was before this one. So I like completely flubbed this corner here. I don't even know why. I didn't lock up. I guess I just went in too hot or didn't cut hard enough. But for whatever reason, I like just completely missed it from center off, and so I came up on this. Oh, he warped out. That's interesting. So I slowed up a whole bunch. He didn't warp out on my screen. Like, I looked in the mirror about the time that this happened, thinking I was going to get run over. Because, I mean, I'm on the curb, so the last thing I want to do is, like, accelerate hard, and because then I'll just do what some of the others did and just spin off into the guardrail. And then right about the time I get straightened out, he warps back in, and we make contact. Fortunately, nobody got hurt by it. But yeah, that was weird. All right. Saved the replay, so we're good there. Yep. Y'all can't see it, but gained a little iRating back. Went up a little in safety rating. So, not bad race. Only had 5 incidents. It's about a second off the fastest lap time of the race. I think I'm just going to do like what my coach on Project Alien suggested in the past, is just practice in really hot, crappy conditions so that you'll know what to expect if it's, because it's going to drive better if it gets colder. So, but I had just been kind of clicking the test session and loading up whatever random weather that it loads up that's supposed to be accurate to that week. And all the sessions I'd been in, except for like one, the weather was like 70 something degree track temp, and then we get into this session and it's like 80 something degree track temp, so the car was sliding around a little bit more. I had hoped that it would lead to better racing in general, because people's tires would start giving up and we could start getting away from each other, but it really didn't work out that way. We all kind of stayed. I mean, over the course of the races, people crashed, spun up their tires, and whatever else. It started to separate out a bit, but like, I should have been able to get by Nathan and disappear, because he was on the softs, and the softs were noticeably dying. And instead, we couldn't really do anything with them. So, I guess overall, like I said, it's a decent race, decent result. Excuse me. It's hard to be happy with this when I'm so used to a different result with the old car. I mean, I'm practicing all week, so it's not like I'm not putting in the laps or anything to try to get better at it. It's just that um, I don't know. I don't really know what the issue was with why I'm not really doing as well as I expect to be doing in these races. So, but hopefully, as the season goes on and uh, just get more races and more laps going, then things will get better. I'm hoping that you know, as these tracks, if we get to the more technical tracks, that maybe I'll start having a little bit better results. I think that'll really draw out the skill part in this car because right now tracks like Red Bull Ring, I mean Red Bull Ring was kind of I won't say easy, but easy in the McLaren. So it's going to be like doubly easy in this car. So I'm kind of hoping once we get to like Imola and what's the next one we got? Here we go. Once we get to Imola and Hungaroring, Hockenheim Ring, Montreal, NERB GP, those are all harder technical tracks, and so I'm kind of hoping that those of us that kind of developed a skill set with the McLaren that's not showing itself as much with this car will start to kind of shine a bit at some of these harder, more technical circuits. Of course, week 9 and week 12 are Monza and Interlagos, which are a little bit easier for most people, I think. So, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully next week will be good. Barcelona's, like I said earlier, is not really one of my better tracks, but I've had good runs there more recently, and should have won a couple seasons ago, but lap traffic decided otherwise. So we'll hope for better in this one. I hope there's an update coming out, like a patch coming out next week sometime, and nothing's been said about it, but I hope beyond all hope that it's either going to be a fix for the tires so that pit stops are a thing, or they at least put in the mandatory pit rule, because that's another dynamic that's missing from this series that made things, in my opinion, way more fun. Even if the strategy in the old car was like soft, the fun was in trying to make either set last longer than the other. And usually people would try to run a little shorter on the first set because it would be, because it was on heavier fuel, and so it wouldn't really last as long anyway. But some guys were capable of saving the tires a little bit longer and then having a really good fresh set for the end. So tire strategy is a major factor in Formula One these days, and it's not represented in the series right now, and it's just really it kind of kills the racing a bit. I know some people like it because they can just drive flat out and not worry about it, but again, I think a few of us kind of got used to being able to count on pit strategy. You could use pit strategy to their advantage. So, I mean, I eventually developed speed, but what also helped a lot of times was pitting. In a situation like what we were in earlier where I was stuck behind like 3 different cars, eventually we were going to have to pit. So I could have ducked in real fast, grabbed a new set of tires, taken off, and maybe get past all 3 of them with an undercut. So, and unlike like NASCAR, taking tires a little earlier than everybody else doesn't leave you in a bad spot, 5 or 10 laps down the road once everybody else pits. It seemed like the balance between new and old tires was better. Whereas, one thing I noticed with the NASCAR stuff recently is that it seems like you can, if you short pit, yeah, you come out past a whole bunch of cars, once they all start pitting, because you've gained a couple seconds on them, but then after they all pit, then they come flying right by past you because tires are only good for like a lap. So, whereas in this stuff, it seemed like, at least in the McLaren, it seemed like tires were good for whatever duration they were supposed to run for. So anyway, it's a long way to say that I really hope that we get strategy in this series, and that we're not just having to wait until the 100% series to have some more dynamic racing. So anyway, that'll do it. It's kind of late for me, and I got work tomorrow, so no second race tonight. I'm hoping maybe if I'm hoping I can start getting more races in throughout the week. I wanted to do like a hate fixed setup racing, but just for the sake of experience and for the sake of Twitch and YouTube and everything else, I wanted to do, fixed open, fixed open, fixed open, and just kind of back to back it throughout the week, or at least towards the end of the week. But it didn't turn out that way. It really took a lot for me to even just do this race because I was just so down about the season so far and crashes and netcode and everything else that I was just kind of not really wanting to run this one. So, I mean, to some degree, I'm glad I did because I got a good result out of it. But it's going to take a little bit before I think I get back to having fun in this series like I did with the old car. So, but I don't know. Hopefully, I figure something out with this thing and then make it more fun. And hopefully we start to see less and less incidents as people get used to the car. And get used to racing around each other in this thing, or they decide that they would rather go back to F3 or GT3 and this is too much. But whatever the case may be, hopefully we kind of get some stability in the series, get some stability in the community again, and better racing overall. So anyway, that'll do it. If you want to catch the replay, it's going to be on YouTube tomorrow. Also, I should have the Barcelona How to F1 video out sometime in the next day or so. And so make sure to check that out. For those of y'all who are watching on Twitch or have watched on Twitch, if you're not already following, please do. And then also, if you don't mind, if you enjoy what you're seeing and enjoy watching this, be sure to check out the YouTube channel. And make sure you like and subscribe, comment. I respond to comments when I see them. Sometimes I don't get notifications immediately, but I'll respond to comments whenever I see them. Feedback, discussion, whatever. I don't care. Just, we can have a discussion. I love racing, so we can talk about racing. Anyway, that's that. I will catch y'all later.